good to see you all. Freedom Team, welcome. It is great to have everybody. Every Tuesday, we're here. Same time, same place. It is good to have you. So if you're a guest with us, welcome. Are you guys getting that echo? There's a
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Everybody mute yourself if you're, let's see, let me see where it's coming from. There we go. I think I got it. So anyway, guys, it's great to have you. If you're a guest with us, welcome. We're here every Tuesday. You're always welcome to join us. We've been doing this now for several years and built up a big library of just really, really great trainings. This has helped my wife and I so much. We've been doing this for 23 years, and man, we picked up so many deals over the last several years from being here every Tuesday, just put it in your calendar. Don't miss it if you can. I do want to remind everybody that a week from today, for those of you who are coming to Miami, Florida for EXPCon, a week from tonight, actually, we'll be having a big Freedom Team event down there. All the details are on our website, Ole Ole Steakhouse. We'll be doing a thing there from 6 to 8, drinks and appetizers and food and stuff. Always a great time when we get together. Next week's going to be incredible. I'm flying in on Sunday. Kathy, when do you get in? You coming in?
I get in
Sunday?
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, I get in
Sean, you're
Monday.
coming in?
Monday as well.
Monday as well, yeah. So anyway, but things start up Monday through Wednesday. It's going to be a fun time. So hopefully we'll
It's
see a lot
not
of you
too
there.
late to come if you're not registered.
It's
It's not too
Get
late.
down there. I'm telling you, it'll more than cover itself. The referrals you'll pick up, the
100%.
business you'll pick up, the training you'll get. It's such a great event. So anyway, we will see a lot of you down there next week. Looking forward to it. And by the way, because of that, there will not be any Freedom Team trainings next week. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will not be on here our normal times because we will all be down there in Florida. Okay, so just a reminder of that. So, guys, today I'm excited to introduce Dan Rochon. Sean connected us, whatever, and when I was looking at all the stuff that Dan's doing, whatever, I'm like, man, okay, we need to get Dan on here. Been a realtor for 18 years. Been with EXP for the last 3 years. And basically created a system, Teach to Sell. And he's going to talk about that. He's got a book that I would recommend. He can talk about that here later. You can definitely get his book. It's out there. Teach to Sell, Why Top Performers Never Sell and What They Do Instead. Simon & Schuster, man, that's a big deal, right? That's a book. That's a real book. That's not just something you whip together on a PDF and threw a cover on it. That's the real deal. So anyway, Dan's been helping hundreds of agents with this system. And, I'm excited to have you on here, Dan. We appreciate your time. I know this doesn't benefit you in any way, shape, or form other than I guess you might get a few book sales or something too. But you're here to pour into agents. And it's one of the things I love about EXP is the collaboration we're doing across the board. So anyway, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome, Jeff. Yeah, thank you. And thank you for inviting me. And I'm grateful to be here. And I want to say hello to everybody. So hello, Jeff and Kathy and Sean and Tina, Marcelino, Michelle, Sean, Sandra, Will, owner, who has a name that's not owner, Delyn, and Miguel, Anel, Mike, Charlene, Miguel, Christy, Simberly, Beverly, Tracy, Carrie, Andrea, Jackie, Scott, Samantha, Chuck, Les, that's my assistant, Adrian, Jackie, Caesar, Joyce, Jing, and Peaches is joining us here in a second. Samantha, welcome. Chuck, welcome. Scott, welcome. If I did not say your name, then you are the most important person in this meeting today. So welcome, everybody. And my name is Dan Rochon. I'm going to talk to you about Teach to Sell. And this is a methodology that I've used. As Jeff had mentioned, I've been a licensed real estate agent since 2007. And when I got my license, I struggled as a salesperson. In my first 6 months, I had, guess how many sales? Anybody? Guess how many sales? Sean, my man, Marcelino, my man, Zippy. 0 sales in 6 months. And then I discovered something that caused me to go from broke to no broke. And so 6 months in, Zippy sales. 18 months in, between month 6 and 18, I was able to do enough transactions. It was coming almost to 100 during that time period of transactions that I was able to buy the brokerage that I worked for. And that was a Keller Williams Realty franchise. And I was the operating partner for that franchise for 10 years. I sold it at the end of 2018. And as Jeff mentioned, I joined the EXP gratefully about 2.5 years ago. And so why does that matter to you? There's a piece there that I want to make sure that I really, really highlight to you, which is Since I had my first closing April 2008, there's only been 2 months, and that was in 2008, that I had another 0 month. So what that means is we're getting ready to be in 2026 here relatively soon. And since 2008, of all the cool things that I've done, I've written a couple books, and mentioned that, one's getting picked up by Simon and Schuster to be published early next year, Teach to Sell. And I've done all these really, really cool things. But of all the things that I'm most proud of that you're going to learn today is that I've had no broke months as a real estate agent since 2008. So I want you to imagine that, what your life would look like when you can have consistent, predictable income. All right. And so that's what I want to be able to start with. Now, I'm going to show you specifically how to be able to get there. And then at the end, I'll give you a gift as well. Are you guys all good with that? Okay. So before I show you specifically on how to be able to have no broke months, you're going to have an action plan today. I want you to share with me one thing that you'd like to get out of this presentation today. You could type it in or you could shout it out. I got a pen and I can write fast. So what is one thing that you'd like to learn about how to have no broke months, or about what Teach to Sell is? And I'll go into that here in a few minutes. How not to be broke. All right, we're going to get that. Kimberly or Simberly. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Tell me, is that Simberly or Kimberly?
It's actually pronounced Kimberly.
All right, Kimberly.
Oddly enough.
Not oddly enough. My name is pronounced Dan, just the way it's spelled. All right, nice to meet you, Kimberly. All right, so what Teach to Sell is? Systems that work for me. Teaching to sell. How many in your pipeline to achieve a closing every month? How to get leads to call me. Learning systems that consistently produce results. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Marcelino and Kimberly. Welcome. All right, what Teach to Sell is to have consistent results. All right, let's talk about Teach to Sell. But before we talk about Teach to Sell, I want to give you your job description. And I want to tell you how to build a business. You guys okay with that? Get out a pen and paper if you could. Let's rock and roll. We're going to jump into it. Okay, so before I give you the specifics, which you will get today, about exactly how to sell and exactly how to be able to have no broke months, let's start about what is business. And what are the pillars to be able to have a consistent, predictable income? To be able to have a business where you feel comfortable and confident that you can be able to have a future that's worth living. One time out, and then we're going to jump into it. What is Teach to Sell? Teach to Sell is being able to ethically influence, to be able to teach another person how to think so that that person can get what they want. To be able to do that, you've got to understand how we receive information, how you receive information, how your prospects receive information, how your clients receive information. And you're going to get that today during this presentation, a knowledge of how to be able to do that. All right, so now let's go back into the 4 pillars of business. So we look at the 4 pillars of business. We're going to do this as though if like we're building a building. Can you guys see that little green line there? Yes. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and build a building. So if we build a business, we can consider the business as though if it's a 3-story building. And so this is the starting point. And so the first starting point for you is to be able to have a belief in yourself, to be able to have an unshakable belief that you can do this. If you don't have that unshakable belief right now, then let's get you there. Because has there been somebody before you that has been in a similar circumstance? Maybe they're divorced. Maybe they're a single parent. Maybe they have a beautiful relationship. Maybe they're new to business. Maybe they've been doing this for a long time. But somebody, when you look into the mirror and that person looks back at you and they look just like you do, same culture, same background, and they've had the success that you desire. Is there a person out there that you could find that has the success that you desire? Give me a yes or a no to that. I see a lot of heads nodding. Type in yes in the chat if that's a yes, or no if that's a no. Okay. Is there somebody out there that has achieved the success that you desire that looks just like that? And I get a bunch of yes, 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 yeses on there. Yes, of course. All right. So now you have evidence. You have evidence that you can have the permission to believe in yourself. Okay. So when we're building a business, the first step to building that business is belief. And when you have that belief in yourself, now you're going to be able to then start to build your business. And the first step in building a business, who wants to guess what the first step after you believe in yourself is to building a business? Shout it out if you'd like. What's the first step that they teach you? Take action. What? Take action. What specific action do you want to take?
Start telling people about your business, possibly.
I love it. I love it. And that, Tracy, that was what I'm looking for. I was going to give you guys a choice. If I give you prospecting, thank you, Marcelino. If I gave you two choices today, choice number one, go learn how to do Canva. Choice number two, go find business. Which of those choices do you think will serve you better?
I'm going to find that business.
Boom. There it is. You guys all got that? As a real estate coach, as somebody who has helped thousands of real estate agents, whether that be in a coaching capacity or a leadership capacity or an ownership capacity, I cannot tell you how often that I see this. This is the common mistake. Real estate agents, they get their license and then they spend their time networking with other real estate agents. They spend their time learning how to do Canva. They spend their time learning how to do all this stuff that doesn't make them money. Okay. Now, does all that other stuff have to be done? Yes. But we'll get to it here in a few minutes when I give you your job description. So let's just go back to where we are now. So level number one, after you believe in yourself, is to know how to lead generate. And when you can lead generate, then guess what you're going to be able to do? You're going to be able to make money.
Generate leads.
Generate leads that will allow for you to make money. I want you to write down these three things. We're going to break down lead generation into three components. Number one, somebody said it in the chat there. Who did that? Marcelino said it in the chat. Number one is prospecting. Number two is marketing. And number three is networking. So we're going to take the lead generation. We're going to break that into three parts. So we're going to say marketing, prospecting, and networking. So now we're taking, you got to first believe in yourself. Then after you believe in yourself, now we've got to lead generate. Now that we're lead generating, now what are the three things that how can I find business? Networking, marketing, and prospecting. They all cost you something. What does marketing cost you? What does marketing cost you? Money. What does prospecting cost you?
Time.
And networking costs you both. Prospecting costs you time, marketing costs you money. So if you're a newer agent, or if you don't have money, then what does that leave for you to be able to find business? Prospecting. So if if you're newer to business or you don't have any money to invest into your business, what my recommendation for you is to prospect, to invest your time. Does that make sense, everybody? We're going to get back to this here in a few minutes, right? We're going to give you some specifics on what to do for this. You're going to get that in about maybe 10 minutes or so. Okay, so now if we understand if we have no money, we want to start with prospecting. That's going to cost us time. At what point do you go into marketing?
When you have money and don't want to spend the time.
Right. When you have money, you don't want to spend the time. What I recommend is 18 months of reserves for any marketing effort that you want to do. That's tough. If you want to do a $10,000 a month marketing campaign, that means it's $180,000 that you want to have in the bank. Why do I say 18 months? I say 18 months because you don't want to run out of money and stop the efforts, because if you do that, you might as well never even have started. You guys make sense to you? So if you want to know, if you want to, for example, you want to farm, you say, Dan, how many postcards, how many people should I farm to? I'm going to say, well, how much does the postcards cost? How many times do you want to mail to them? Multiply that, and then multiply that by 18 months. Whatever your number is, well, I guess you should start with how much money do you have to invest into this first? I got $3,000. If you got $3,000, how long will that $3,000 last you? 18 months, whatever the metrics are. Now, that's how many people you mail to. And you door knock and you go call them. Does that make sense to you guys? All right. So now we're starting to build a business. We believe in ourselves. We're lead generating. We start with prospecting. Then we go to networking. Then we go to marketing in that order. Then what's the next step that we do? This is, by the way, most agents never make it to here to belief. I'm just being transparent with you. Some make it to belief and then they figured out how to lead generate. But very, very few even go past that. So here, for those of you that are high achievers, and for those of you that you want to build a living, you want to build a life that you can have faith that you're never going to have to worry about how you're going to pay your mortgage, that you're never going to have to worry about borrowing money from your wife, that you're never going to have to worry about borrowing money from your kid, okay? Then follow these next steps. So after you lead generate, now the next step to this is to build an organization. When you build an organization, now you can make more money. Because what is, going back to our business, there's assets that we have in our business, time, money, etc. Guess what? At some point, you're going to run out of time. When you run out of time, that's when you start putting marketing on. But it's also when you start hiring. Okay, because if you want to be able to scale, if you want to be able to grow, you're going to have to hire people around you. My first closing was April. I don't remember the exact date. I think it was like April 7th, or it was in the beginning of April, 2008. It was called April 10th. Who wants to guess when I hired my first assistant? First closing called April 10th, 2008. When do you think I hired my first assistant?
Right after that.
April 11th. It was the day after. It was the day after my first closing. Okay. Did I have the pipeline at that point to be able to drive, to be able to have faith that I'm good to go now? Not at all. But it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in business. Because then that allowed for me to do my CPI time, because it's the predictable income. I mentioned earlier I was going to give you this. This is your job description. Let's go back here to lead generate. Let's go back to the bottom. We'll finish building this here in a second, okay? But I want to take a detour. I want you to write down 5 things. These 5 things is your job description, by the way. Number 1, lead generate. That's where we're at right here. Number 2 is to convert those leads to meet with you. Number 3 is to go on appointments for the purpose to get hired and to show homes. Number 4 is to negotiate. Number 5 is to practice your scripts and role play. So I'll give you those 5 again, and Leslie put it in the chat there for us. Number 1 is to lead generate. We talked about the different ways that you can lead generate. Number 2 is to convert those people to meet with you. Number 3 is to meet with them and to go on appointment. And number 4 is to negotiate. And number 5 is to practice your scripts and role play. By the way, that's your job description. As you get into organization building, and then I'm going to give you another 5 here in a few minutes, and then you get into leadership. So these are the components to be able to build a consistent, predictable income. When you can lead generate, can you guys see me? When you can lead generate, you make money. When you build an organization, you make more money. When you know how to lead, now you can make an infinite impact. You can make as much money as you're capable to make. Again, it's not about money necessarily, it's about impact. Okay? So now, when you have that, that's how you develop what I call CPI, consistent predictable income. CPI. Okay? This is the way that you're able to build a business in this order. Let me talk to you about going from lead generation to organization and leadership, because I gave you 5 things in your job description. Those 5 things they're going to be lower on this building. Here's another 5 things that if you want to be a business owner that you're going to want to spend your time being the business owner. And then we're going to take a step back and we're going to be able to give you a way that you can lead generate so that you can have success. You guys all good with that? Here are the 5 things. So the 5 things that you do in your business, that's CPI time. Again, I'll tell you that one last time. You should have written this down. If you didn't, here's another time you can do it. Lead generate, convert the leads to meet with you, go on appointments to get hired and show homes, negotiate, practice your scripts and role play. That's your job description. Now, here's how you build a business. This is your working on your business description. That's how you make money, and this is how you build the support around you. Write this down. Recruit talented people to join you. This is called leverage time. So the first 5 are CPI time. The second 5 are leverage time. Recruit talented people to be with you. Select the right people to be in business with. Train those people so that they can reach their goals. Lead those people so that they know how to think so they can reach their goals, and then motivate those people so they can reach their goals. Notice how I said reach their goals. When you're skilled at building an organization, and I know that Jeff's told you I wrote a book. I'll tell you how to get that book later, but I go through how to build an organization. I go through how to build a leadership component to your business and teach to sell. Today, we're not going to get into the organization or the leadership, but we will get into the belief in the lead generation. You guys all good with that? If you want to get into the higher levels, then get the book, and I'll tell you how to get that later. So we go back. Belief, lead generation, organization building. So the 5 things in your business are lead generate, convert the leads to meet with you, go on appointment to get hired, negotiate, practice scripts and role play. The 5 things to build your business is to recruit talented people to you. Select the right people to be in business with, train those people so they can reach their goals, lead those people so they know how to think so they can reach their goals, and then finally motivate those people so they can reach their goals. Now you have 10 activities to do. I'll give you an 11th one that we're going to tie around these 10, which is manage the money. So now I've given you 11 activities to build this right here. Okay? So now you have 11 activities to build a business that you can have no broke months for however many years that you want. Now, let's break this apart because some of you may be stuck here and some of you may be stuck here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a model. I'm going to give you a tool that you can be able to believe in yourself to be able to stop getting the same results over and over again. Would that be useful to you? Would that be helpful if I gave you that tool?
Yes.
All right, cool. Then I'm going to give you a tool on how you can lead generate in a way that works for you. Do you know how many instructors? I got a book in my other office over here, and it looks something like this. Okay, and it's a course that I took years ago from a guy that was a for sale by owner guru. Do you know what his course was? It was basically take my book, go to a FISBO, and hit them over the freaking head until they hire you. Okay, that was basically his course. That's not my style. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here when I give you the lead generation. I'm not going to say do what I've done. No, I'm going to help you do what you do because you're a special human being. You have skills. You have experience. You have things I don't have, and I have things you don't have. That's why we're all unique. All right, we'll get there in a few minutes. Let's talk about belief. I want you to get out a new piece of paper if you could. Give you 10 seconds to get more new paper. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. All right. Now, on your new piece of paper, we're going to take and we're going to draw what's going to eventually look like a clock. This is going to allow for you to have a tool that you could better believe in yourself. And I'm going to show you the psychology of that negative stuff that goes on in your head, that whisper that says, you're not worthy. Does anybody ever have that whisper? Not good enough. So number 1 sales mistake, by the way. All right, in the 12 o'clock position, I want you to write down the word circumstance. Looks like this. The circumstance is is what happens. Right now, there's a circumstance. You're tuning in from wherever you're tuning in from. Your cat's probably walking across the threshold over there, or maybe your dog, or maybe there's something that's in your world right now, okay, that's drawing your attention. I'm going to ask for you to ignore that and pay attention to me, unless if you're driving, then that's a whole different thing. All right. So the circumstance, though, is you're perceiving that circumstance through your five senses. Okay? Through your nose, your eyes, your ears, your mouth, and your touch. This is the first time you guys are the inaugural you're the inaugural class that have ever actually tried to write those five things in a symbol. So congratulations. I just wrote a nose, some ears, some lips, a hand, and some eyeballs. All right. But that's the way that you perceive your circumstance. And then when you perceive your circumstance, you have a thought. So we're going to put that thought. Remember, we're going to draw a clock around the 2 o'clock position. Okay. And now you're going to have a thought like, man, this is the best freaking training I've ever had. I can't believe that. Where has this guy been my entire life? I can't wait to get his book. I mean, that's the thought that you're having right now, right? Thought I can help you with those thoughts. Either way. So then you're going to have a feeling after that thought. So we're going to take feeling and we're going to put that down around 7 o'clock. So you have a circumstance that you perceive through your senses, and then you have a thought, and then you have a feeling. And then somebody put it in the chat earlier. Then what are you going to do? You're going to take action. For the purpose of building a business, that action is going to be lead generating. That's going to be your priority. It's the first domino. And then you're going to have a result. All right. So now we're going to tie all these together, and I'll show you my piece of paper here in a second, the way your paper should look something like this. All right. Here we go right here. So this is the way that your piece of paper should look like right now. Okay, so I had a circumstance. I got that through my five senses. I had a thought about that circumstance, a feeling about that thought. I took action. I had a result. And then that result was a new circumstance. You guys all follow me on that? Let's see if you can drop one of those images in the chat. I don't know if you're able to do it on Zoom or not, but if you can, drop this image that we have from the book, please. Okay, so that right there is why you get the same stuff over and over and over again. That's why you get the same result, because you have similar circumstances, you have similar thoughts, similar feelings, similar actions, similar results, and it keeps going over and over and over again. So I promise you that I was going to give you a way that you could believe in yourself, and let me give you that next. To be able, because this is a closed loop, so if it's a closed loop, what the heck do you do about it? What you do about it is the following. Meditation. It doesn't have to be all of this. And some of this may be woo-woo, and if you're like, I don't want to meditate, whatever, I don't care. Pray instead. Do whatever works for you. So meditation, prayer, reading, relationships, visualization. Do you know that the brain cannot focus on the difference between reality and visualization? It doesn't know the difference from a crystal clear visualization. Did you also know that whatever you want to find evidence of, you have, science says, almost 12 million options every single second that you have available to you. Yet you're only capable to be able to perceive 40 to 50 of those bits. So if you believe that someone's not going to hire you, you can find evidence of that. If you believe that you're the agent that they should hire, you're going to find evidence of that as well. Don't believe me? You want me to prove it? I want to do a little. Who wants to do a little exercise with us right now? You want to do an exercise? All right, everybody with me. Pay attention. Right now, I want you to think about your big right toe. What are you thinking about right now?
Right toe.
Who was thinking about their big right toe before I asked you to do that? Nobody. It's one of the 11 to 12 million options that you have to think about in that instant. But because I know you can only do 40 or 50, I can randomly pick out any instance and say, think about this, and you will think about it. Guys, see how that works? By the way, that's influence. That's sales. Different conversation, different topic. Let's put this into the chat. So let's go back to this. So if you want to make a difference in the way that you believe, you're going to want to change you're going to want to program yourself. You can program yourself through relationships, through changing your circumstance, through prayer, through meditation, through affirmation, through reading, through exercise. These are ways that you could change your state of being. All right, and let's put in a bunch of things in there as well. Let's put in there the link to the YouTube if they want an affirmation, one of our affirmation things, so that they can grab that too, if you could please. So here's the way that you're able to change your state. But what if you don't remember to meditate? What if you don't remember to pray? What if you don't remember to read? What can I do to change the difference? What I want you to do, and so I want you to write this down. I'm going to give you 3 things. The next time, you guys okay with something that's a little bit, it's not too bad, right? But it's a little bit gross. It's not gross, but it's just a little bit like we don't talk like this all the time. You guys okay with that? All right. When you use the restroom, when you go wash your hands, I want that water on your hands to be an anchor. And that anchor is going to sit there and say, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I about to do? So when that water hits your hands, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I about to do? Why do I say do it when you do the restroom? Because that gives you 5 or 6 times every single day, depending on how much water you drink, that you're going to feel that water on your hands and you're going to check in. When you check in, now you can sit there and say, well, I've got a bad thought. Well, I'm also noticing a bad feeling. Guess what? Those two correlate with each other. So what could I do? Maybe I can rewrite my thought. And that's what you could do. Does it make sense to everybody? So again, I'll give you these 3. Make sure you write this down. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I about to do? Okay. That right there will allow for you to change your belief to have a mechanism that you can have a better belief. And if you get that drunk monkey that says you suck, you can't do this, you're no good, then just simply look in the mirror and ask yourself the question I asked you previously, which is, has there ever been anybody that's done this before me? And the answer to that is yes. Boom, guess what? You can too. All right, you guys all good? Good with the belief part? You ready for the lead generation? And then we'll wrap it up with some questions. Let me give you how to lead generate. Get 2 more pieces of paper if you could, please. Nobody told you to bring a school book today, but hey, it is what it is. All right, 2 more pieces of paper. Let me know when you're ready. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
Ready.
All right, cool. On 1 piece of paper, I want you to do a little exercise with me. So this is going to be some internal, and I want you to sort of be at peace. I want you to be rested. I want you to be focused. I want you to think. I want you to feel good. And I want you to sit there and answer the following questions. If I was talking to your best friend, to your spouse, to your cousin, to somebody who knows you really, really well, what would they say you do very well? Nothing to do with real estate sales or sales, just in general. What do you do well? Write that down. Is it solving puzzles? Is it grocery shopping? Is it planning for the week? Is it taking care of the kids? Is it speaking in front of audiences? What is it that making them laugh? I love that. Making them laugh. What is it that you do really well? Now, someone who doesn't know you, who just met you, maybe it's the barista at the Starbucks, and you go in and you meet them. Being a good nana, I love it. Connecting with people. So you meet the barista, and you have a quick conversation with that barista, and you leave. What does that barista say? What's their first impression about you? That's a positive first impression. Write that down.
Pleasant.
Somebody that's a relative stranger to you that doesn't know you, and they see you and they write something nice about you. What is it? That you're kind, connect with people. You're a happy person. You're positive. Fantastic. And one last question, and then we're gonna move on and start wrapping this up. Patient, thankful for service, happy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, pleasant and polite. Dan, you're the most pleasant, polite person I've ever met in my life. He made me think outside myself. I love that. All right. Now, one last question. I'm asking you. I want you to write down 3 traits about yourself that are strengths. Go. 3 strengths about yourself. Write them down now. 3 strengths. I'll give you 10 seconds. All right, I'll give you 5 seconds. Tenacious, thorough, lifelong learner. I love it, Sandra or Sandra. Patient, work hard to learn every day. I love it, Anil. All right, we'll give you another 2 seconds. Never give up, never give up, never give up. That's probably the number 1 quality I find in successful business owners, by the way. Honest and dependable. All right, fantastic. Okay, so take a screen grab of this if you want, because I'm going to erase this. All right, but there's also we could put a chart of that in the thing last. So you can take a picture of it. I'm sorry. You take a picture of it, and Les will put something in the chat there because I'm going to erase this. You guys all good? You good? You good? You good? All right, fantastic. All right, so take that piece of paper and put it aside. And take out your last piece of paper. And this is the last exercise you're going to do. And this is going to help you discover how you should lead generate. You guys good with that? And this is going to be a participation. This is going to be you and I doing this together. Leslie put in into the chat there. She put a couple images so you can grab those images. And then, like I said, when I'll tell you how to get the book later, you can get all the images and all the training, that type of stuff. But we'll tell you about that later. All right, I got around 10 minutes or so left because I want to make sure we have enough time for questions. What are the ways that you could find business? Not the way you could find business, the way someone could find business. So new piece of paper, new exercise, and then we're going to put it all together. What is a way that you could find business? I'll start. And I want you guys to type it in. Well, actually, shout it out if you can. Well, you can type it in too. I can look at the chat. All right. So here's some ways you can find business. FSBO, expired, open house. That's 3 ways you can find business. Shout out some more ways that you can find business if you could, please. I'm going to write them up on the board. Community events and neighbors. Probate. It's easy if you guys shout it out, though. Community events. Probate. Talking to friends. Direct mail. Direct mail. Who wants to shout out?
Groups we belong to.
Okay, so groups. What else?
Past
Ads.
clients.
Past clients. What else?
Door
Ads.
knocking.
Door knocking. Somebody said ads.
Mm-hmm.
What type of ads?
Social
Facebook
media.
ads.
Mhm.
Social media ads. What else?
Your sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence. Thank you. What else?
Miguel said social media, just social media in general.
Okay, got it. Social media in general. Can we say YouTube?
Yeah.
Can we say
Yeah,
Facebook?
social media.
I'm going to take Facebook. I'm going to break that down into a couple different things. You can do Facebook ads for properties. You can do Facebook groups. You could just do socially on Facebook. So there's different ways that you can use these funnels. So sales funnels. So Caesar, sales funnels. What else?
How about like code violation lists or water shut off lists? People
Okay.
may need to
I'm
sell
going to
their
say
house.
distressed. Would that be okay?
Yeah, for
So like some sort of distress.
pre-foreclosure, everything. Yeah.
Pre-foreclosure. Okay, love it. Pre-foreclosure. Pre-foreclosure. What else? How about radio ads? Again, doesn't mean that you can do this. It means it can be done. How about TV ads? What else? Client appreciation events. Do we have that? We'll say client appreciation.
Doing vendor booths.
Okay.
It's
Vendor
events.
booth. What else can we do?
Teaching classes.
Teach classes. So that could be like a first-time home buyer class, could be a move up, move down, could be a seller's class. Webinars, divorce filings. Okay, divorce. webinars.
Billboards.
Say again.
Billboards.
Billboards. Love it.
Ask for the business, ask for referrals,
Who we asking?
our circle of influence.
All right.
Agent
say ask COI.
referrals.
Say again.
Agent referrals.
Agent to agent. I'll say A to A. Okay.
You guys have
Typically, we
business
gotta pick-
meetups?
Oh, meetups. Love it. Meetups. Maybe like an investor meetup, investors. Or maybe you just hang out with, go play some board games. It doesn't matter. If you're out there and people know that you're a real estate agent, I promise you, you'll get business. All right, so these are some ways that you can find business. You guys all agree to that? And it's not all the ways. It's just some ways. So hopefully you wrote down as much of this as you could and then take some time and write down some more stuff. And now we're going to put this together for you. You guys ready? All right, take out your 2 sheets of paper. You got a sheet of paper that says all the great things that you do. And then you got a sheet of paper that says, here's the way that I could find business. This is probably the most important exercise that you'll ever do in your career. I promise you. Now, take out the sheet of paper that says, here's your strengths. Here's what makes Kathy the best and Sean the best and Sandra and Will and Mike and Charlene and Miguel. Here is what makes you unique. Then take out the sheet of paper that says, here's all the ways that you could find business. Now, on that second sheet of paper, all the ways you could find business, look at the characteristics from that first one and say, what characteristics match the opportunity? So, for example, we'll just pick one, open house. So what characteristics would be good about doing an open house? Relating well to others. What? Go ahead. Shout it out.
You need to be kind, you need to be welcoming, you need to be knowledgeable.
Positive.
Kind and welcoming.
Yes.
Pleasant and
Outgoing.
polite.
Polite and pleasant. And also maybe systematic to make sure that you're getting their contact information, you're getting them to follow up with them, right? Because you could be the kindest person in the world and have someone slip right through the cracks. Does that make sense to you? Okay.
Correct.
So being outgoing, right? But we've got some good characteristics, right? So if on that first sheet of paper you wrote, I'm kind, I am organized, I am pleasant, people like talking to me and I like engaging with other people, and I'm also systematic enough to be able to get somebody's contact information and to be able to get permission to follow up with them, then guess what? Your job description may be open houses.
Mhm.
Now, maybe you put down and you say, I'm direct, I'm fearless, I take action, I'm not worried about rejection, I'm not worried about how I look. Maybe I come into, I'm a little disheveled because I just don't really care about what people think about me. I just care about what matters. Maybe if that's the way you describe yourself, you look on your sheet over here and you say, well,
Direct mail.
Yeah, even expires. They're fearless on their phone.
yeah, maybe I'm going to do expired. Okay. So you see how that works? It's taking this right here, your ways to do it with your strengths, and that's the starting point. So what I'm going to encourage for you to do today is I'm going to encourage for you to pick 1 to 3 options here, but only do it one at a time. You can sit there and say, I'm going to do open houses first, and then I'm going to do expires, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is, no more than 3. And then you do it one at a time until you have a system that's 80% built. Once you do that, now I'm going to go back to your job description. Remember your job description I gave you earlier, which is the CPI time to lead generate, convert the leads to meet with you, attend the appointments to get hired and show homes, negotiate and practice your description role play. That's how you get paid. Well, guess what? How much of your time and effort, how much time and effort do you think I put in to almost have 18 years of no broke months? Through different cycles, through different seasons, through different challenges, through litigation in the industry, through changes in the industry, through consolidation in the industry, to technology and artificial intelligence and big data and all this stuff. but I still have had no broke months. So if I've still been able to do that, what's the difference between me and others? You guys ready for this? You ready for this epiphany? To have your mind blown? I simply do my job 1 to 3 hours a day. That's it. 5 days a week. That's it. What's my job? I lead generate. That's it. And I convert the leads to meet with me 1 to 3 hours a day. But guess what? I'm doing it in my lane. Okay, because I do it aligned with my strength. That's why we start with what you like to do first. And then when we understand what you like to do, then we build it. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just, I promise Jeff and Sean, and they only want to be able, and Kathy, to bring you value. Okay. I did mention to them that I would make an offer to you to get the book, Teach to Sell, Why Top Salespeople Never Sell and What They Do Instead. You can visit www.teachtosellbook.com. That's teachtosellbook.com. When you get the book today, you're going to get $10,000 of free training of the Teach to Sell curriculum. It's all on demand. There's going to be no upsells or anything like that. And you'll be able to join the CPI community where we do 4 days of training, including 2 hours of shadow hours where I go and I actually lead generate. So get the book, and now I'm going to transition into what questions do you guys have? Who has ahas? Who has observations? And who would like to share? I think somebody's on mute, not on mute there that wants to be on mute, I think. All right, give me some ahas. Give me some observations. No, you don't have to order three copies to get the bonus. That's something that should have been changed less. See that message from Jing. Now just order one and you'll get the bonus. What ahas do you guys have from the training today? What will you put into play? Marcelino, what you got?
I like to find out what you're good at and then just focusing on how you're going to prospect by using your strengths. It keeps me more from scattering around trying to find out exactly what I should be doing. I mean, I guess it focuses more on what I should be doing rather than what I think I need to be doing.
Right. And what you don't need to be doing is go and learn how to do Canva. I'm just telling you. Okay. Does that something that would be helpful to you? Sure. But go do that during your part-time job. Your full-time job's at 1 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's your job. Don't give up that ever. All the other million things, do that in your part-time job. Marcelina, thank you for that really great observation that you shared with us. Consistency is the key, says iPhone. I'm working relentlessly, says Sharon. Who else would like to share? What are your observations? What are your questions? What are your comments? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
It kind of goes along the line with Marcelino, but I think it's easy to be very busy in this business and really
Sure.
get nowhere. You know what I mean? Like we're not doing the money making activities. And this is just a reminder, man, just get back to that focus. I mean, again, stay in the lane. 3 hours and you can really accomplish so much if you're focused. You know, we tend to get sidetracked with all this stuff, Canva and all these other things that we're doing. And actually, it's 6 o'clock and like, what have I really accomplished today in terms of building money in my business? You know, It's easy to do that here. So
1 to 3 hours a day. I used to say 3 hours a day. And then I stopped saying 3 hours a day because no one does it. And so now I say 1 to 3 hours a day. So in Virginia, where I'm one of the states I'm licensed in, I taught a salesperson class for people to get their licenses. It is literally in the curriculum called that you're a salesperson. So if you sat there and you're saying you're gonna get a job where you can make $100,000 to $500,000 a year, right? Like you can do that. I know you can do that because there's plenty of people just like you that are doing that, and not work more than 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, maybe at the beginning. Can I do that? Sure. But guess what? You got to spend 1 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week lead generating. And oh, by the way, let me throw this little caveat in there. You guys ready for this? If you have no business doing anything except to find business. Use that as your takeaway today. If you have no business, you have no business doing anything except for finding new business. iPhone asks you how do you order the book, www.teachthesellbook.com, teachthesellbook.com. You don't need to order 3 on there to get the bonuses, just order 1. But you can certainly order 3 as well. What other thoughts, comments, ahas? What do you guys got?
What you just said about if you have no business, then that's your job, so to speak, to go out and get business. I've always told my kids, when they were looking for work, I said, what is finding a job? And I'd always tell them that's a full-time job.
Yep.
To go out and find a job. So
Yep. If I was unemployed today, I'd have a job within 24 hours. I may not like that job, but I'm going to keep that job until I can figure something else out.
yeah.
Hi, Dan, I want to join your CPR community. So I just want to confirm, after I order the book, would I get the access to the community, and how is that? Or that's another monthly subscription or something like that?
No, I give away everything for free. My job, my mission is to help 1 million salespeople to be able to have consistent, predictable income. Because of that, I put together a community, a consistent, predictable income community online. It's just like a school community. It's got the 4 pillars of the classes that I didn't mention, and it will show you exactly how, it's 44 sessions on how to believe in yourself. There's 46 sessions on how to lead generate. It breaks it all down into specific steps, way more than what I can go over in an hour. And then it talks to you about how to build an organization and how to lead, and that's all done on demand. It's my gift to you when you get the book. I'm so passionate about helping 1 million people to have consistent, predictable income that's going to be well outside the real estate industry, that I'm giving every single freaking thing I have away for free. We used to charge $10,000 for this training. Now it's free because that's my passion. My passion is I'm on a mission to be able to help.
I would love to join that. Thank you so much.
Get the book and we'll welcome you in there, Jing. Who's next?
Yeah.
Not about the book, though. I'm happy to talk about the book, but I promise not to. And I'm breaking my promise only because you're making me break it. This is it's your fault, not mine. Just saying.
Dan, I
Tracy.
did have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what you got?
So in your experience and all your training and being in the OP and all the stuff, when you take that strength compared to all the different lead gen options, what are a couple of the best lead gen options you have found for agents that are that C type personality?
C type?
A C, yeah.
Okay. How much D do you have?
Well, there's an agent specifically I'm thinking of, and
Okay. So this isn't for you, it's for somebody else?
Yeah.
All right, let me give you the options of where I find the best. So let me talk to everybody because I want to answer this for everybody. All right, and then we can break it into C's, A, B's, D, I, S, C's. All right. So here's the deal: FSBOs, expires, open houses. It's probably going to be one of those 3 are going to pretty much align with anybody's behavior type. On top of that, I would add in there, for me, about 1/3 of my business comes in from businesses like UpNest, Ojo, OpCity, Clever. I don't do Dave Ramsey anymore, but Dave Ramsey endorsed local providers. These things that you pay a referral fee on the back end. Unfortunately, the referral fee has gotten higher and higher through the years, but it is what it is. So I'm giving you 4 right now. So the types of things like Clever, what else? UpNest, Ojo, OpCity, Agent Machine, etc. That's 1. FSBOs, open houses, and expires. The reason why I give you these 3 is because they're 3 very, very different qualities that you need for each of them to be able to succeed. Me, I've done probably a half a dozen open houses in my career only because somebody made me do them. Right? Like, I don't want to do open houses, but give me a phone book and a phone number and I'll call them all day long. So of those, which ones are the C? I would say, I don't like to sort of generalize like that because it's unique to the person. But it would really, my question to them would be, what's your strength? What are you good at doing? And going back through the exercise that we just did to be able to identify that. But it may be something besides those 3, but I'm giving you actually 4. All right, I got 3 minutes left before they scoot me off stage. So maybe I hand it back to Jeff or somebody.
Tracy, I know you unmuted yourself. You put a couple things in the chat. Do you want to share, Tracy? what hit you?
I'm
with this?
sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, it was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Dan, for your time this morning and sharing with us. I'm like, I can't remember who said it, but taking those strengths and comparing it to what, the ways that you need to lead generate, that's a game changer. That was absolutely amazing. Can't wait to take that back to my team. But yeah, I loved everything today. And it even helped me see what my strengths are, because if you're not a friendly person, maybe you shouldn't be at the open house. Maybe you should be doing calls if you're just kind of like this melancholy type personality where you just kind of you may need to make calls. You may not need to be an open house. So that's really awesome. I really like that. That really blessed me.
Tracy says that right after I told you guys I've only done 6 open houses in 18 years, right? So if you're not a friendly person, don't do open houses. All right. Thanks a lot, Tracy.
You're funny already, so I love to see you in an open house myself. But yeah. This
And
is
if you
great,
don't
man.
care
Thank
what you
so
look
much.
like, radio.
Yeah, a great face for radio. Yeah,
That's right. I love it. I love it.
Hey guys, last question. The book's coming out March 17th by Simon and Schuster, but you get all the bonuses now. www.teachthesellbook.com. It is my pleasure. We'd love to help support you in your world. And if you don't get the book and you want my help, I'm here. You can find me pretty easily, Dan, Rochon, Rochon. So thank you for your time today, guys.
Guys, thank you so much. Dan, thank you very much. Excellent stuff. Guys, this training will be up on our Freedom Team YouTube channel and on the website here. Let me put this out there. If you've not yet joined the Freedom Team, our Facebook community, you go in there. We're trying to invite people. We're trying to get that built up because, workplaces no more. We are putting everything into that workplace community. So go to Facebook. I'm sorry, Facebook community. Go to Facebook. If you're not in there, just you can find us. Facebook. It's Freedom Team Community. And so you can find us in there. We'll add you to the group. Make sure you get all this. But tomorrow, Connect to Collaborate. Next Tuesday, Ole Ole Steakhouse down in Miami. We'll be down there. So I put those in the chat. But guys, thank you so much, Dan. Thank you. Excellent stuff. Really appreciate you being here.
Stuff, Dan. Thank you so much.
I'm getting the book. So we'll
God
see you
bless
guys.
you guys. I'll see you.
Have a great day.
Job,
Okay.
Dan.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you so much.